Hey, what's up everybody? This is Shane, also known as the Hallowed Heathen. If you watched my previous video, this is video number 2. Now, I haven't started the whole Earn Your Glory thing yet, just because that is the fitness portion of my channel, and that will come later though. I'm planning to film that tomorrow and upload it either the next day or the day after, so in the works, no worries. But before we get into our subject today, I want to take a really quick second to apologize for my first video. I did the worst thing you could possibly ever do, and I went back and watched my own video. Now, not total loss, because good things came out of a bad thing. So after watching my video, I did realize that it was very awkward, to say the least, right? So I, in general, for those of you who don't know me, I, in general, am very upbeat, very happy, very outgoing, eccentric, and motivated individual. But given the fact it was my first video, I had jitters. Again, one of my biggest fears is public speaking and public opinion. So with that being said, I did have some issues with being able to speak, and then because of that, I started off confident because I was all sorts of hyped and ready and let's go guys. But then as the video went on, I realized what I was doing and what was going to happen after I got done filming, and I kind of just flatlined and completely fucking tanked, right? Which is not a bad thing, because again, there's going to be experiences in life that you fail at, or that you have failure, but our failures is what kind of allows us to grow. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but what I'm trying to say here is what I'm going to try to do is, as these videos go on, again, I'm new at this, I'm filming them on my phone, I'm not using a camera or editing software, I'm basically just doing one shot, and we're done with it. And the reason that's why that is because I want to keep this as raw and real as possible, to really kind of once again illustrate my point about just being you, right? I mean, so with that being said, I'm not, like I said, I'm not filtering my editing, but as I go, as I kind of develop and become more expert into YouTube and filming and whatnot, then at that point I might start implementing, actual cameras, editing software, and kind of cut my videos together, as opposed to just rambling, because one of the biggest problems I have is in fact rambling, which I'm doing right now. So I apologize for that. But my goals behind this is as these videos go, I do want to become more natural, be more myself, be more comfortable, which I'm already more comfortable from the previous video, which is great. I mean, it took me realizing that I was awkward as hell to do so, but again, learning experience, right? So we're good there. But yeah, so, and then the other goal behind this is I definitely want to start, kind of, not necessarily rushing myself, but having a set time in my mind for these videos, because as much as I love to talk, I'm sure none of you guys have all freaking day to listen to me, right? So I like to be able to start cutting these videos a little bit shorter and getting to the point and not rambling on. Now, my intro video was a little bit longer just because, again, had a lot to say, maybe said too much, but I wanted to get myself out there, and again, was getting over those first video jitters, the introductional jitters to not only YouTube, but to the public, as well as to being on camera, which again, it's not easy for anybody that's tried it. I mean, some people comes naturally, me, not so much. Anyways, so today's topic, as you read in the headline, is going to be setting goals, right? And as quoted by a legend, are you doing whatever it takes to accomplish your goals? Now, with that being said, I want to preface this real quick before we start getting into goals and my personal goals. I want to preface this by saying that one of the quotes I hear most frequently, one of the quotes that everybody passes around that is absolutely an amazing quote, is that all great people, their goals or their what they're trying to accomplish always exceeds their grasp, right? They always set things so high that they either have to push themselves beyond the point of no return to accomplish them, or they have to hustle as hard as they can and possibly never accomplish them, but then accomplish things along the way. And that's an excellent quote. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anybody for saying that. Like, if you want to set goals beyond your reach, do it. More freaking power to you. If you can do it, if you have that kind of mentality, if you have that kind of strength, don't let anybody stand in your way, don't let anything stop you. By all means, do it. If that is what's going to motivate you to really push yourself and really strive to accomplish those goals by setting these unrealistic, just ungodly goals, by all means, do it. That's excellent. If you can do it, you're a stronger person than I, and more power to you, right? Now, with that being said, oh, by the way, in my baby's nursery right now because he's out in the front room, and as you know, having kids can be kind of loud, so this is really the only kind of quiet space I can get into. That's actually his crib right there. Anyways, so with that being said, sorry, I got off on a tangent there. Being a father, right? Squirrel moment. Anyways, so well, with that being said, if you have that kind of mentality, dude, more power to you. By all means, do whatever you can. That is fucking awesome. I support you 100%. As should everybody. With you having that kind of strong mentality to be able to push yourself to set these ungodly goals and still be able to wake up every morning and motivate yourself, push yourself every day towards accomplishing those goals. If you can, fucking do it. Hoorah. Me, on the other hand, I'm a little different, right? I have to be able to know I'm accomplishing things along the way in order to really continue to stay motivated and continue to really push towards the higher goal, right? So one of the things I like to do is, and one of the things I strongly advise, is I suggest setting realistic goals, right? So setting goals that you can accomplish, but are going to be hard for you to accomplish, and giving yourself a realistic amount of time to accomplish those goals. Because again, success doesn't happen overnight, right? It's a process. So you're going to have to take certain steps, you're going to have to do certain things in order to accomplish that, but at the same time, you don't want to get bogged down in what you're doing to really forget to enjoy the journey and realize why you're doing it, right? Because if you focus so much on what you're doing, you might lose why you're doing it, which can really become, for me personally, an obstacle to then get over, because you might have that goal in your mind, what you want to do, but if you lose that motivation or that drive or that will or that heart behind why you're doing it, even if you accomplish that goal, to me, it doesn't mean anything anymore, right? So with that being said, my advice would be set reasonable, realistic goals that you can accomplish, but it's gonna force you to step outside your comfort zone and really push yourself to accomplish them. So don't set easy goals by any means. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is set goals for yourself that are going to push you. They're going to cause you to step outside that comfort zone and be uncomfortable, because in our discomfort, that's when we grow, right? So set goals that you will be uncomfortable with, that will make you force you to really, really push yourself. But at the same time, don't set the ungodly goal of, hey, I want to be a millionaire by next week, right? You could be, if you can. Wonderful, great, more power to you. But at the same time, just like anything good, that's going to take time, right? So I would actually amend that quote to instead say that all great people always have goals or always set goals that are beyond their grasps. I would actually amend that to say that's not the case. In my mind, what the case is that these people who are successful, these people who are rich, these people who are accomplishing their goals and absolutely destroying things and having the best life possible, these are the people who are never satisfied, right? So it's not that they're setting, not all of them at least, in my opinion, it's not that they're setting ungodly goals that are going to be ridiculously hard for them to accomplish. It's more or less what they're doing is they're never satisfied. They set a goal, and as they get close to accomplishing that goal, they then extend that goal, right? They add additional parts to it, or they have that goal be part of a larger goal, right? And they continuously set higher and higher goals, and they're never satisfied. Never satisfied. And the great thing about that is it continues to cause you to push yourself, and it has you focus on your goal, but also reminds you of why you're doing it, right? Because as you're setting these extensions, you're having to reflect on what the end outcome will be, right? And why you want that outcome. Because setting goals is not just, writing things down on a piece of paper. It's not just saying things. It's not just, telling yourself. It's everything, right? It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, because it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, because failure is never easy. But again, failure is part of the process. One of my favorite quotes of all time is that a champion has failed more times than a contender has even tried. That's why they're a champion, right? So failure in my book is absolutely essential. And failure, you can take it as failure and learn from it, which is awesome. Or you can have like my mindset, which is I never fail, right? I either win or I learn. Because again, to have that mindset of, oh, I failed, can cause you to get bogged down. So with that being said, you don't want to get bogged down. You want to be able to focus on as much positive and as much good as possible. Now, there's going to be bad. You're going to have to learn how to deal with it. That's part of it, right? But you want to keep yourself as positive as possible. Focus on what you're doing, why you're doing it. Focus on what drives you. Focus on that fire in your belly. And really, really, really truthfully, you know, give it everything you got, right? So anyways, so what I believe is I believe these successful people, they don't set ungodly, unreal goals. What they do is they start setting goals, they start accomplishing those goals, and then as they go, that's when they start extending those goals, and that's when those goals become ungodly, unrealistic, and just crazy, right? That's when those goals just become out of control. Completely and totally just out of control, right? So, and that's where people get that ungodly side from. They're like, oh my God, how are you ever going to accomplish that? Well, because, motherfucker, I've worked hard to get here. So now this is the next level, this is the next step for me, right? And that's the mentality I kind of take from it. But again, you want to be able to have your small successes, your successes within what you're trying to accomplish. So again, be kind to yourself, be realistic, but continue to push, right? And that's kind of my, I guess, my spiel, if you will. Now, getting into my personal goals, and this, once again, the reason why I did this video before doing the whole Earn Your Glory is because I want to define, or I want to kind of put my goals out there. That way you guys know kind of what I'm shooting towards, and then update as necessary as we go. Again, I'm not going to film everything because with my full-time job, my family, and everything, that's literally impossible and becomes the most boring thing ever, right? Because as of right now, we are in quarantine, so there's not really a lot for me to film. As we get out of this, I will start having a life again and going outside, going on hikes, taking my families on adventures, which I'm sure you guys might have some interest in, because if you guys are outdoorsy people, you like hikes, you like cool little spots. I mean, maybe you guys know about these places and maybe you guys don't. But again, it'll be something that you'll hopefully enjoy. I really truthfully think you'll enjoy it. We'll go on drives, you know, you'll see my car. Hey. Anyways. But yeah, so my goals for this my initial goals for this Earn Your Glory thing is, again, with me being a father, I haven't had the most time to really put care into myself and really drive towards my goals. And again, there's no excuse. That's all on me, because I can say all day long, I don't have time. Well, motherfucker, nobody has time, right? You have to make time towards what's important to you. So with that being said, my initial goal for this is I currently right now am sitting at 315 pounds. Now, generally I tell people don't focus on what the scale says, focus on how you feel, right? And overall I feel pretty good, but there are certain areas where I'm lacking, where I can't do burpees without completely feeling like I'm gonna have a heart attack now, right? My endurance has gone so far down since I wrestled in high school that it's absolutely absurd, right? Now, that's part of the process, though. With how much muscle I want to gain, my endurance is going to go down, right? But I still want to be able to have that functional performance. So my initial goal for this whole Earn Your Glory thing, now mind you, keep in mind that the gyms right now are closed, so I can't set as high goals as I want to, and I understand that, and I'm okay with that. So I'm altering things, right? My initial goal for this whole thing is I want to start training twice a day, and this will start tomorrow. I want to start doing cardio and some resistance stuff in the morning, and then some lifting and some overload or volume training at night, right? And that once again will carry into when we have a gym. But because I don't have a gym right now, I'm gonna have to focus on what I got. I got some dumbbells, I got ab roller, I got some resistance bands, I have a bike downstairs. I have a great neighborhood I can jog in, which I don't know if people are gonna freak out because of the whole coronavirus, but whatever, it's fine. Anyways, so that's my goal: start training twice a day, and then increase my training intervals as I go. So go from like 30 minutes cardio to 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour to an hour and a half, right? So keep increasing intervals. And then with the volume or the weighted training, I want to start increasing reps, increasing sets, and eventually hopefully increasing weights, right? So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go ahead and do cardio in the morning, some abs, some very, very light resistance training. And then at night, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, again, the weighted or the volume training. And that's going to probably consist of, again, abs. I'm doing abs twice a day, hopefully, because I got to get rid of my keg. I'm doing abs twice a day. And then I'm going to do as much as I can with the dumbbells I have. The one thing I am going to focus hard on, strongly on, is something called feeders. If you all are familiar with Rich Piana, who is the legend I referred to at the first of this video, he has a saying of, whatever it takes, right? Are you doing whatever it takes to accomplish what you want out of life, right? one of the things he touched on that when I was in shape I found extraordinarily helpful was something called feeder workouts. I'll introduce you to those as I'm doing them, but essentially what you're doing is you're doing these mass volume sets, these non-stop mass volume sets, and you're doing you're alternating from one workout to another. So you're pyramiding not pyramiding. What's it called? Anyways, you're putting two workouts together, right? So you're essentially going to do, if you're going to do arms, you're going to do like biceps and triceps, right? Or if you're doing shoulders, you're doing 2 out of the 3 heads, or you're doing all 3 heads, right? So what you're doing is you're doing these high rep, high volume, just insane sets, non-stop, from one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. You're doing 3 of these, and you're doing at high reps. And I'll talk about rep range and what exactly I'm starting with, like when I actually do it. But to kind of give you guys an insight, my biggest areas I want to focus on for this, because I don't have a gym, are my arms, my shoulders, because my shoulders back in the day, back in my heyday, used to be freaking boulders, huge, amazing, probably my best body part, right? So I definitely want to get those back to where they were. But the one area I've always struggled with is my arms. I've always had larger arms, bigger triceps, not really defined, but my biceps, man, have always been deflated and weak and lacking hardcore. And no matter how much I train them, they'll get bigger, but they won't get any more defined. And part of that is because of my shit diet, my shit cardio, and I'm probably not doing all that I should be, so I'm really gonna try to focus on that now. So again, I'll be doing that in my Earn Your Glory series. So Earn Your Glory series, my bad. But yeah, so that's essentially what what I'm going to do. Now my goal for this, other than doing it twice a day, is, again, right now I'm sitting at 315 pounds. Again, feeling fairly healthy, but I am limited in what I can do. So what I actually want to do is I want to be able to start dropping weight. My goal weight, I want to drop down to 260 pounds, lean out, and build some quality muscle to where I actually am defined. And my goal is to have abs. I want abs. I've never had abs. I had a frame for abs at one point in high school, but I never actually had abs, right? So that is my goal. Now, I'm going to discuss more definitive goals as I go. But again, that is my initial goal. And you guys are probably wondering, Shane, why are you not wearing a shirt? Well, because A, I just got out of the shower, so there's that. And B, because part of this goal, part of this whole fear factor, if you will, is showing you guys what I'm working with and what challenges await me. So if you're ready for this, hold on. That is what I'm working with. I have a strongman keg, a puffy female chest, and as you can see, there's not really a lot more definition. It's really super sad. I literally have an old man body. Yeah, so let's see if you guys can see this actually. Let me trade hands here. That is essentially what I'm working with. This right. That's not gonna happen. I'm not very good at that. Anyways, so yeah, so my goal is to get rid of that, this right here, chisel down, obviously get more defined muscle mass than what I currently have, maintain muscle size, muscle volume, and grow. At the same time, I want to turn that fat into fuel to then create muscle. So that is my goal. Anyways, so kind of an awkward, weird video, that little segment in the middle, I kind of screwed up when I was trying to film. Again, this is my phone, but I'm going to leave it. The reason that's why is because, again, I want you to be as raw, honest, and unedited as possible, because there's beauty in everything, even mistakes. So again, be as raw, as unedited, unfiltered, and real as possible. So again, even though I screwed up in the middle, I'm leaving it because why not, right? So yeah, that's my spill on setting goals. Once I start the Earn Your Glory segment, I will then talk more about my specific goals and kind of dive in a little bit more. But I just want to come on here real quick, and it's been longer than I anticipated, but I want to come on here real quick and address you guys, kind of talk about what my mindset is, what the mindset I think you need to have is, and really, I guess, motivate and inspire. And again, hopefully be more myself. Hopefully that worked. But yeah, so I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a fucking blast. Other than being inside, been playing video games all day, so not really going towards my goals. But again, goals start tomorrow, right? When's the best time to start? Never, but you might as well start now, right? There's no perfect time to start, but you might as well just start now, just to, just to start, right? Because that's the only thing holding you back is the ability to be able to start and just go after it. So anyways, that's my spiel. That's my speech. I'll step off my soapbox now. But yeah, you guys get out there, go get it, do whatever the fuck it takes to accomplish your goals. Get yourself out there, put yourself out there, network like crazy. Get your name, get yourself out there, start building your legacy. Build who the hell you want to be, build a life you want, build, the destiny you want, build whatever it is you want right now. Because again, there's no perfect time to start, so you might as well start today. What's the worst that can happen other than being that much closer to your goal? Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Please, if you got something from this, please like and then subscribe. And again, smash that like button and share as much as possible, because again, I want to get as much exposure as possible. Going back to networking, get me out there. I want to be able to, again, touch somebody's life, right? So again, thank you all. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you have a fucking excellent day. I'm out. Peace.